I am at the very top of Necker Island right now. The singular most important lesson I think I learned from Necker Island was it's so windy. So yeah, today's a story that I wanted to share with you guys because a lot of you have actually been asking me about it. And that's the story of what I learned going to pitch Richard Branson on his private island in the Caribbean. Caribbean? Anyway. But real quick, I wanted to be careful making this video because lately I've been watching a lot of really awesome videos by awesome people living awesome lives on YouTube. Something about it just made me feel kind of bad about my own life in comparison. Maybe that's just my own insecurities, but I know a lot of people feel the same way. So a video about going to Richard Branson's private island, something so fancy and flashy, I want to make sure that I'm not making this about me, but rather do my best to uplift and give through my experiences. And I hope this comes through in this video that I'm making. All right, anyways, story time. Let's go. Look at this place. It's so nice here. So I distinctly remember the conversation during which my old teammates at my prior company, suggested that I take the stage to pitch our company to Richard Branson at a private event on his personal private island, Necker Island, in the Caribbean. I think I was shaking a little, even just imagining myself on stage. But after a little bit of encouragement, I decided and said that I would do it because this was my chance to grow, try new things, and do something that was kind of uncomfortable for me. Okay, really uncomfortable for me. And so I said I would do it. And I'm so thankful and grateful to my team for giving me that opportunity to be the one to represent us at such a unique event, you know? And from that moment until the trip itself, all I could think about was Richard Branson. I'm gonna meet this guy, this super famous billionaire, businessman, adventurer, icon guy who did all these crazy things and founded the legendary Virgin brand. I was like, wow, I've never met a billionaire before. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna say? Is he gonna like me? I really hope he likes me. Sorry, notes. Still getting used to the talking to the camera thing. It's so weird. Like I have to think about what I'm gonna say before I say it. Who does that? I kid. So fast forward a few weeks, we touched down in a 9-seater plane on the island of Tortola in the British Virgin Islands. And getting off the plane, our team had different schedules, so I had to find my way by myself to our lodging situation a couple of islands away. So I had to find a ferry to get me there. And that's where I met this guy, Greg. So this is Greg, the ferry crew member, tour guide, ferry bus driver, and just all around awesome dude. So when we got to the dock, there was no one there. The ferry had already left and there wouldn't be another one for a little bit. And so Greg turned to me and was like, hey, yo, do you wanna just go to a bar? I'll take you to my favorite spot and we'll just hang out there. Drinks on me and we'll just enjoy the afternoon. And to be honest, I wasn't actually that big on bars. I don't think I'd actually been to a bar. Had I? I don't remember, but I was just like, that's not my scene or whatever, and I'm an introvert, but I was like, I came all the way out here, even if it's uncomfortable, I feel like I should make the most of this opportunity to be on this random island, thousands of miles away from home, and so I was like, yeah, let's do it. So we hopped in the truck and drove to the restaurant. It was just around the corner. But it was this beautiful place like you see in those beer commercials. People on the beach, there's a restaurant, there's a bar right on the edge of the beach. Beautiful sunset coming from behind the other mountain nearby on a different island. And it was just like, oh, this is so good.
We're just here hanging out here at a favorite place in the afternoon. We have a couple beers. We're here at Loose Mongoose, Trellis Bay. So if you ever get a chance to come over here, stop by here and see what it's like.
It's amazing.
I have my man here with me.
Check it out. And I have to say, Greg is one of the most generous, welcoming, positive people I'd ever met. It was so cool hearing his story, his life purpose. His mission in life is to make people smile, to make people laugh. But yeah, hearing him talk about his life purpose in such a cool way and the way he lived it out was just, to me, like, oh my God, why am I chasing all this hype when this guy right here knows exactly what life is about? And I thought that was really cool. hanging out, hearing Greg's story and mission, just chilling on a beach at sunset, watching the ocean in the middle of the Caribbean. That was a really cool way to start my time on the island.
All right. Hey! BBI. BBI. All right.
So fast forward yet again, it's now pitch night.
Hello from Necker.
So the entire island was decked out in this luau tropical beach theme. Actually, I don't know if it was decorated. I think that's actually what it was, a tropical beach.
But it's all in my mind.
Island.
Love that
I know
place.
that there is nothing to find.
And so it's getting closer to pitch time now, and here's a short little clip of me almost to my time on stage. And you can see I'm really nervous. But in the end, it works out great. I even get to grab a clip for my 1-second journal, this thing that I do where I take a 1-second video every single day to at a glance see whether or not I'm living my most purposeful life or not. You know what? Let me see if I can find some footage of the presentation.
Hello? Is this on? Okay. Hey guys, I gotta be honest. I'm pretty nervous when it comes to public speaking, but in the spirit of personal growth and kind of just screw it, let's do it mentality, my co-founders graciously let me take the stage. So, and Gigi let me do this. Just to remember this day and celebrate victories, can I take a 1-second video with you guys? Everyone say XTC. 1, 2, 3. XTC! Thanks so much, guys. You make me feel more comfortable.
So cringy. But you know what? That night was an awesome opportunity to get out of my comfort zone and try something that I had never done before. And regardless of how it went, it was a success. Yeah, it was a success. I had people coming up to me afterwards saying how awesome it was because they could relate, you know? Me being real and saying that I was uncomfortable up there and saying I was nervous and taking a selfie up there, you know? That made me feel all good inside. My shoulder's getting really tired, so I'm gonna talk to you guys from down here. Later that night, I got to speak with Richard Branson and take a photo with him, but he looked so tired because of, you know, it was a long day and everything, and there was a long line of people to come talk to him that I was like, I could try to talk to him for longer, but I didn't want to take up more of his time. So I took this one photo with him. This photo is what it looks like when you're super sleep deprived from the week before prepping a speech, and you know you only have one chance at a picture with Richard Branson, and so you smile as big as you possibly can and you look like you're high on drugs. But anyway, got the picture. But Richard Branson, I mean, he's such a cool, chill guy though. He was wearing this big tennis shirt and tennis shorts and actually really reminded me of my dad. So I was like, you know, he's gotta eat. I'm gonna let him eat and not try to take too much from him. But being the generous guy that Richard was, he just gave as much as he could and just stood there and tried to talk to everyone who came to talk to him and get a picture with everybody. Richard, if you're somehow watching this, I just want to say thanks for being such a good example of what extreme patience and grace looks like. That was pretty cool of you. And so after dinner, I remember going off on my own when everyone else went off to go hang out with the Beastie Boys at a private concert on the beach. I went off by myself and tried to get in some good time journaling. I am at the very top of Necker Island right now. At the top of the Grand House. And you can see 360 degrees ocean. Well, it's dark, you can't see now. That was a bit dark, and so I actually found a different spot. But anyways, I cracked open my journal and just started writing and reflecting on the night, you know, the pitch, and more so what I learned from that entire experience on the island. In the end, it wasn't about the hype or meeting famous people. What meant the most to me was getting to see myself grow by doing something that I was really scared of. Kind of still am a little scared of. Seeing myself become just a little bit more like the person that I want to become. And secondly, feeling the warmth of community, these new people whom I had never met before coming up to me and saying, hey, I connected with what you said because you were just so real about it. The singular most important lesson I think I learned from Necker Island was from Greg. Like, I had just flown thousands of miles to meet Richard Branson, and on the other hand, talking with Greg about something as simple as making people smile. Rather than chasing the hype, I realized how much more noble it is to genuinely work towards and hope for the best in other people and just try to give, realizing that to connect with someone and uplift them in a compassionate way is one of the noblest things we can do here on planet Earth. So with that realization, I was like, ah, yes, that is good. I got up, picked up my journal, and went to join the rest of the group for the rest of the festivities that week. Private dance party on the beach on Richard Branson's private island with a couple billionaires. Just, what? So yeah, building people up, that's really the heart behind this channel, to see the deep worth inside all of us. If you haven't seen it yet, here's a video that I made when I restarted this channel after 7 years, trying to explain why this means so much to me and why I quit my job to try to build a channel around content that builds people up. Because, well, I'll let you watch it yourself. Or if you've already seen it, check out this other one. And if you resonate with the mission, please consider subscribing.